All right, welcome to the Bring the Bar special, Father Time. The reason this is a special and it's called Father Time is because we have a great guest who was a guest before, and this artist's name is KronOz, and he's coming on to talk a little bit about his double album, Father Time, Past and Present. For all you guys who haven't checked out this album, it's on all streaming platforms basically. Go check it out. Father Time, KronOz. You won't be disappointed. A lot of talent in this album. A lot of great features. Trouble Loke, Eel Zakil, Twisted Insane, Smooth Gambino, Nick D, Shaq Diesel, Touch, Lonely. I'm probably missing quite a few of them. I'm sorry. I don't mean to forget you in the shout out, but shout out to everybody that took part in that album, and shout out to KronOz who put together a fantastic double album. You guys definitely won't be disappointed, so you guys got to check it out. So that's why we have a Father Time special. And before we get KronOz on, I want to make one announcement, and I'm also going to run a track from KronOz before we bring him on. But the one announcement is, if you haven't checked it out yet, KronOz is on the BringTheBars Cypher. That is also on this channel, on the YouTube channel, BringTheBars podcast. You got to check it out. You guys are going to love it. KronOz is on it along with 7 other MCs, myself included. So you guys are definitely going to love that. All right. Now, before we bring KronOz on, I'm actually going to run one of his tracks for you. So this is Bet On Me featuring Riddy K and Touch.
Bet on me if you want to win. Double down, ace of spades, time again. Going for the gold and never hold anything less than ours is in. Pedal to the metal, dig within. Never letting off, same wide grin. Grinding, staying hard, sink or swim. Sharks rule the water, protect your fins. Monkeys, I ain't fucking with gorillas. I'm the king of the jungle, ain't nothing realer. Say it backwards 2 times on this beat. Red rum, it's time to eat. Killing brilliant MCs, go to sleep. Sounding comatose, pure defeat. Sharpen my skills, way too sweet. That fire to the flame, just bring the heat. Yeah, put me to sleep, just take a seat. Backstroke through the ocean full of sharks. Mumbling about nothing, it's not that hard. Keep talking at your ass and I'll pull your cards. Pull a little substance, do your part. Achieve something bigger, no shot in the dark. Everything I start's done with a full heart. Put on for the lyricist from the start. Yeah, bet on me if you wanna win. Double down, ace of spades, time again. Going for the gold and never hold anything less than ours is in. Pedal to the metal, dig within. Never letting off, same wide grin. Grinding, staying hard, sink or swim. Sharks rule the water, protect your fins. Place your bets, I'm going all in. Working to a place to death, the money calling. Looking like the stakes are set, you can't gauge the best. You wanna wager with your life, lose and pay the price. Keeping out for the sharks in the water, it's a dangerous game. Don't be the prey, you don't wanna give way to the ways led astray. We don't follow what they say, they've been following the way by the blow. Go and fall on a grenade in a hole. If you oppose, bitch, bury yourself. Put comparing the wealth, cause in the end it depends how you carry yourself. When you look into the mirror, can you stare at yourself? I'm here to win. Listen to the flow if you really wanna know how the fuck I've been. Long dark road, but I keep my grin. I'm ready when you ready, let the games begin. I'm telling everybody, bet on me if you wanna win. Double down, ace of spades, time again. Going for the gold and never hold anything less than ours is in. Pedal to the metal, dig within. Never letting off, same wide grin. Grinding, staying hard, sink or swim. Sharks rule the water, protect your fins.
Take me to the water where the sharks at. Watch me pave a lane just like a tarmac. Come on, you bet on me, you put your cards back. Cause I'm stepping on the game just like a car mat. You can see that I'm working, so where's your hard hat? I put in extra miles, show me your Carfax. I ain't running from shit, I'm bringing balls back. So if you're looking for me, then check your star map. I see the fins in the wind, I'm not afraid to swim. You got a life vest on, so you won't get in. Get in a diaper change, I got some Desitin. I recommend you call your messy friends, cause I can guarantee they never see my specimen. I keep a pine box close that I rest them in. They hear my name, then they getting all depressed again. Cause I was sent to save the game like an EpiPen.
Bet on me if you wanna win. Double down, ace of spades, time again. Going for the gold and never hold anything less than ours is in. Pedal to the metal, dig within. Never letting off, same wide grin. Grinding, staying hard, sink or swim. Sharks rule the water, protect your fins.
Well, welcome back for the 3rd time to Bring the Bars.
Hey, man, I'm starting to get used to this.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm getting used to talking to you. And the reason we're bringing you on this time is, well, a special episode that I like doing, especially with album drops. And this is the Father Time special, your double album. So congrats on that album, man. You must be proud of that, looking back at that.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely proud of it. It's a great starting point, and I'm pretty excited to keep listening to it and dissecting it and getting better from there and expanding my creativity.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to see what you come next with, because I love both sides of that album. I was lucky enough to get an early copy of it, so I was just excited for people waiting to check it out, and they definitely won't be disappointed. And if people haven't checked it out, where can they find the album?
You can find it everywhere, with the exception of YouTube right now. The Father Time present album's on YouTube, but the past still hadn't hit it. But other than that, it's on iHeartRadio, Amazon, Google Play. We got iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, and then we got it on Deezer, Tidal, iHeartRadio, Pandora. Pretty much anywhere you can find music, it should be there. Other than I hadn't put it on SoundCloud yet or Bandcamp, but other than that, it's on all the major platforms.
Yeah, man, because so pretty much go anywhere to find it. And like I said, I got to give you mad props on the album, and I have to give you a couple more props your way for the verse on the cipher. So thank you for coming on with that, man. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I had a good time with that. I wasn't sure exactly what direction to go to, but I figured I'd just give it a little kind of like an old school vibe on that, and just kind of bring something different. Wanted to kind of bring a different style than the majority of the people, and it seemed like everyone kind of did the same, so I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. I've said it. I've interviewed the artist Dodge Nunn a while back, and we were talking about it, how I purposely gave everybody kind of a blank beat and wouldn't show anybody else's verse, because I didn't want somebody to be influenced by another one and keep their same style on it.
Oh, yeah. I think that was definitely a good idea, because you could see everyone's personality and their style and the music a little bit through it too. So, and I was fortunate enough to kind of either work with some of the people on there, and also have kind of been familiar with the majority of the people on the Cypher's music. So, yeah, it was nice to see what everyone came with.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. There'll definitely be volume 2, and another thing I wanted to discuss with you actually is I'm seeing a lot of your videos of you doing live performances, live shows, especially with Trouble Low. You share the videos on them. I watch them. You're very confident on the stage. Was that always a thing for you? Were you always confident, like rocking the stage, or is this more like a practice makes perfect kind of thing? Like you built it over time?
Well, yeah, I'm just kind of getting going with it. Really, the first performance I had was a couple months ago, so I really don't have a whole lot of experience. I've done about 6 shows now. We rocked this weekend. We did that Super Tejano car show over in Odessa, which is actually like a national qualifier, and this is the 49th year that they've done that. It's a real big event. They've had a lot of big names, like Twist has been there, Zero. This year Juan Gotti and Carolyn Rodriguez, which associated with Dope House and SPM and those guys. But yeah, they usually have a pretty good show in there, so it was a lot of fun to do. The weather messed it up and pushed it inside, but other than that, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, just kind of getting more comfortable every time, and I've always been a confident, outgoing person, so it's just kind of getting a little bit better each time, I think.
Yeah, it really shows, man, because I noticed that right away, and it's funny to see, hear that you've only been doing it for a short amount of time, because you seem to really have a good stage presence out there and know how to rock a crowd. And one of the big things for when creating music and becoming an artist, you need to have an entertaining show. Like when you look at Tech Nine and all them, they put on a hell of a show.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's kind of hard to find that median right away too, because before you have a big fan base, everyone's the majority of the time you go to smaller shows and everyone's basically just looking at you, and half of them aren't paying attention. So you gotta try to find a way to pull them in, and that's kind of what I did. We went to Amarillo, and I feel like that's probably one of my better performances so far. We performed one there, and then we had a little show at an art gallery in a bar over in Big Spring, Texas a few weeks ago, and that was a lot of fun too. There was a little bit of extracurriculars that kind of cut the show short, unfortunately, but I feel like that was a good experience, because there's a lot of people there, and got to really feed off the energy of the crowd there, and that kind of gave me a little more confidence moving forward. Yeah,
and to talk about if you were putting together like a set list for people tune into your music or for a concert, what would be name a couple tracks off your past or present albums that you'd use to get the people moving around and partying and drinking?
Well, I think the first and foremost is that song "Rolling Around." It's got a good energy to it, a good vibe. It's not too heavy, but not too light, and kind of really sets the mood. And I think people can relate to it. And I noticed that's probably one of the better tracks that I perform, and then also one that people can really relate to and vibe to. They start nodding their head, and some of them jumping up and down, moving a little bit, and taking shots. And then I like that one. And then that song "Chillin' and Vibin'" is another one that I really like to perform. Kind of like a good vibe and a good just a whole good aura to everything. Really set it off. And then every now and again I'll do some. There's one on the present album called Energy, and it's kind of like more like a high
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mosh it. Yeah, so I like performing that one too. I've actually performed that one twice. It's with the guy that Off the Top Productions, Kryptonite. He runs that label over in Amarillo, so I got to perform it with him in New Mexico one time, and then also at a show I did with them in Amarillo last week.
Yeah, all those tracks you name are good. It's funny when you said Energy because that's definitely a get a mosh pit kind of track for sure. All right, another little interview break to run some music from KronOz. This is Energy. Enjoy.
KronOz, baby. Kryptonite on the track. Let's turn the energy all the way up and wreck shit. Let's go. Energy through the ceiling, ooh, what a feeling. Adrenaline running high, please don't kill it. Get the people jumping, they all gon' feel this. My spirit music, they all gon' drill shit. Energy through the ceiling, ooh, what a feeling. Adrenaline running high, please don't kill it. Get the people jumping, they all gon' feel this. My spirit music, they all gon' drill shit. Energy through the ceiling, ooh, what a feeling. Me and my partners chillin', let's see who the drill is. Yeah. Got my blood pumping, heart steady jumping. Speakers stay thumping, just keep 'em bumping. Hit the ground running, got a need for speed. A pocket full of business, have a need for greed. Keep that thing on my side, I need my heat. Never scared to fight, gotta protect my seed. Every day, fire on my hip, cause I need my weed. Cruising down the block, 100 miles an hour. Adrenaline kicking in, energy flowing loudly. Too many fools talking big, all too proudly. Hope they never doubt me, better ask about me. I wreck the pit, don't start a fight. Keep that bitch jumping, all through the night. Some gonna jam while a few wanna fight, yeah. Energy through the ceiling, ooh, what a feeling. Adrenaline running high, please don't kill it. Get the people jumping, they all gon' feel this. My spirit music, they all gon' drill shit. Energy through the ceiling, ooh, what a feeling. Adrenaline running high, please don't kill it. Get the people jumping, they all gon' feel this. My spirit music, they all gon' drill shit.
It's a mosh pit music, you know what the fuck we doing. Start a fight if we wanna, but I promise we never lose. And we doing this for the people who trying to get it hype. If I could, I'd rock the stage every night of my life. My energy through the ceiling, the beats I'll be steady killing. Got them feeling some type of way like I'm not one of the illest. I'm sorry that we the realest you heard in a long while. Kryptonite and KronOz leaving the haters stuck in the now. When the crowd get to jumping, adrenaline get to pumping. I'm tired of mumble rappers, it's time for me to do something to shut these clowns up and get the club crunk. Ain't no turning down on me, bitch, I'm too turned up. I leave them missing in action, I do this shit in a fashion that's causing crazy reactions and giving them satisfaction. Energy through the ceiling, ooh, what a feeling. I'm back, motherfuckers, Kryptonite is in the building.
Energy through the ceiling, ooh, what a feeling. Adrenaline running high, please don't kill it. Get the people jumping, they all gon' feel this. My spirit music, they all gon' drill shit. Energy through the ceiling, ooh, what a feeling. Adrenaline running high, please don't kill it. Get the people jumping, they all gon' feel this. My spirit music, they all gon' drill shit.
On another one, I was asking about which ones to get the people dancing, moving, partying. If you were to perform a couple of your tracks for a more old school underground hip hop crowd, which kind of tracks would you choose out for that one?
Yeah, if I'm gonna go old school, kind of where it's more about the bars and more about the pure lyricism and hip hop, I'd probably rather choose. I like the song called "Enjoy the Night," but I feel like it just doesn't have the energy for a live set as much. It's kind of a longer song, about 5 minutes long, and
Yeah,
sometimes I like to take the the hook on that one and then do one of the verses. And then same thing with that City Never Sleeps song. I like doing that one because it's a feature that I have with Ills a Kill and Touch. So I usually just shorten it down to the hook and my verse on it. I like to do those two. And I usually do Bet on Me is a good one that I like to perform. Sometimes if it's a little bit heavier crowd, kind of more aggressive style, I like to do that Keep My Name Out Your Mouth. With the one I did with Greenhouse, we like to kind of perform that. It has a real good, heavy, old school East Coast beat to it and seems to really get people moving.
Yeah, those are all definitely great tracks. Bet on Me, I can see definitely taken off, and it has taken off. One I'm surprised you didn't mention, though, is my personal favorite, which is Computer Screens.
Oh, yeah. Computer Screens. That I've actually performed that at every show that me and Trouble Oak do together. We perform that song together, but I haven't performed that one solo yet. But I'm sure I'll incorporate it later on. I just haven't had the. I'm working on setting up my home studio here at the house right now, and I'm waiting on my Mac to get in so I can start chopping things up and putting show discs together myself instead of relying on someone else to help me out and do it.
Yeah, that's nice to get. It definitely building the home studio saves a lot of time, saves a lot of money. You have to learn a lot, especially if you're starting out with it, but it will definitely be beneficial completely in the long run.
Oh yeah, definitely. I look forward to it and got me a decent little setup. I feel I've got a pretty good quality mic for a decent price point and found a good refurbished Mac on there with everything I need, the processors and the RAM and everything, the storage that I'll need for it. And so after that, I'm just going to start putting my brain to it and start learning how to mix and master a little bit myself. And of course, first and foremost, how to record. So
yeah, exactly. It's definitely a process, but you can definitely pick it up. You seem to pick everything up pretty quickly, especially with rap and hip hop in general, because just your love for it. So, you're going to take off in no time with it.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, how was your snowboarding trip? Get away from the music for a second, but how was your snowboarding trip?
Oh man, it was actually a really good time. I had fun with it. It was me and my wife went up there and we met up with her brother and one of our other friends that came from Alaska, and we just went up there to Colorado, and that's what we did. It's about a 12-hour drive from West Texas, and we stopped in Amarillo and performed on the way up there. Luckily, I had a connection there. We rocked the show on the way to the mountain.
Yeah, that's the way to do it for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of cool. It was a good time. A lot of cool people up there, and it's a little weird with the COVID and everything. The regulations that you got to make reservations way beforehand. You got to, of course, wear a face covering at all times on the mountain anywhere you're at. And then, but yeah, we went to Vail and Breckenridge and Keystone, which is funny. Another guy in the group that I'm actually working on a song on my next album, Otis Isaacs, he was telling me that Breckenridge is one of his favorite places to go. He worked up there for a winter one time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Otis Isaacs is a great guy, man. I collabed with him many times. Yeah, much respect to that guy, man.
Oh yeah. I look forward to it. We got a pretty cool track coming. Me, him, and another guy, Bad Habits from the group. We're all collabing on a single track, and I've got Otis's verse back right now, and it's coming out really nice. It's gonna be a good song.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I got Otis as well on one of my Stevie Stone joints coming out for a new single off of my solo album coming, so I'm excited for that one.
Oh, heck yeah. I can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah, man. And, to get back to your album now, the Father Time Special is when you, like I said, I had the privilege of getting the album a little before everybody else just because, I did those, whipped up those videos for you. And I must say, talking to you in the first episode, we talked a little bit about your Twisted Insane features. So when I got the album, first track I went and checked out was obviously Computer Screens. But besides that, like when you got that feature going and you had, you had Trouble Oak on it as well as with Twisted Insane, did you hear the features first before you wrote your parts into the track, or did you have your parts written? Because I would figure if you would have heard, you hear other parts, it kind of makes you want to step up your game knowing who the feature's for, because you killed that verse as well, man. Like, congrats and props to that.
I appreciate it. And yeah, that I feel like that's what I could credit. I guess one of my biggest developmental points was to that verse is because me and Trouble, actually, that's where I do a lot of my recording and work at his studio. So, we can't, he built the beat. We came up, discussed the hook, what we wanted to do with it and kind of what direction before we sent it to Twisted Insane. And then we sent it over to him. But I I started writing because I had a theme. I mean, we had a direction of which way we wanted to go and what the song was going to be about. But yeah, I started writing. I mean, after I got the verse back, I edited a few things here and there just to kind of really crispen it up and make it flow smoother. And we practiced it over and over again on the bars to make sure the timing was down. And then flipped a few words here and there, maybe a small subject matter here and there. But yeah, we had the majority of it written before we got his feature back.
Yeah, and like all three of you guys brought it. That's a fun track, and I really like, especially for me in hip hop breaking up. I like a lot of variations, but I do like really enjoy the darker side of it and like the horror side, the twisted, insane kind of style. It's always fun to listen to those tracks. So it's good to hear it on your album. You had a few of them actually, especially on your past, that were like stood out to me. Like, wow, this is different than when I heard you when I first interviewed you.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of the direction I went with this, and because whenever I first started, it all started with Trouble basically saying, "Hey man, why don't you try to record a song?" He's like, "I think you might be good at it." So we got that Transparency song was the first song we ever wrote, and then I wrote that song Lost, which is about my best friend John Arana. He passed away a couple years ago. Just had some.
Sorry to hear, man.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, it's part of life. But yeah, he had some issues with. I mean, just being sad and drinking and things like that. So it kind of was something that was personal. So I wanted to write about it because, I mean, it's one of those things, miss the guy every day. So it kind of started that direction and then just kind of snowballed from there. It was like, well, I'm going to put together 3 or 4 songs for the fun of it for my own personal use. And then 23 songs later, so, well, they got a little bit of a different theme to it and different vibes. I'm going to go ahead and make a double album out of it and just split them up, have the kind of the good times, the party tracks, the fun energy, the inspirational family type stuff on the present album, and then more of the aggressive, in your face, traditional hip hop. Even I guess some people say a little more gangster type music on the past album.
All right, we talked about it a little bit before. I want to air it for you guys now. Run the track. This is Computer Screens featuring Trouble Loke and Twisted Insane. I absolutely love this track. First one I went to, so you guys enjoy. Turn those speakers up. Have a good time.
My business, but these haters, they don't do the same. They talk about me, but behind my back, not to my face. They want the internet and hide behind computer screen. They make me wanna scream out bloody murder. I mind my business, but these haters, they don't do the same. They talk about me, but behind my back, not to my face. Keep my name out your mouth, ho. 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 Better never run your mouth about me, cause we can fight it out, better ask about me. I'll put you with the moment with the mass around me. You bang on the internet with that classic clown beef. Listen, we're really gonna let the cash around me. I ain't worried about nobody with that plastic ground beef. I don't carry a gun, but I keep a strap around me. Old Facebook gangster, we don't flash the browning. Keep it pale, we don't do that. Bitch, you a hater, and I'm a cool cat. Who that? Sucker talking shit, cause we can do that. Try and flex on me and I'ma knock your fucking screw back. You're an any, money, mo, ho, and I'm a feet 5'4", fucking fool with the short fuse. And of course blues, cause I pour shoes and I screw loose. What you really wanna do, fool? Behind the computer and he said he got a Ruger, but he ain't about as real as motherfucking Freddy Cougar. Ain't never been a fighter, but he swear that he a shooter. Ain't never break the streets, but he probably work that Uber. I'm just saying that he better keep his zip, cause we don't play around with the internet shit. Cause you can go down like a bitch on my dick with these 44 rounds. It's a hit in the miss on you sucker cats. Pump a pound to the ground, then I run it back. While you bump your list more than a bitch doing jumping jacks. Imagine that, will I pin more shit? There's some D's on a candy-coated Cadillac. I ain't worried about what you wanna do, telling everybody what you gonna do, but you ain't never rolling through, and that ain't even sorta cool. So I'ma have to throw these 2 middle fingers right in front of you, like what you really wanna do. I mind my business, but these haters, they don't do the same. They talk about me, but behind my back, not to my face. They want the internet and hide behind computer screen. They make me wanna scream out bloody murder. I mind my business, but these haters, they don't do the same. They talk about me, but behind my back, not to my face. Keep my name out your mouth, ho. 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 Here we go with another one.
around trolling shit. If I catch him in a real life, in a real fight, it's over with. I be in the middle of the street with big heat and boulders with. Fuck that, I'ma put it down, then come from the shoulders, kid. They like to talk shit from the safety of their room. Catch him on the boulevard, shit really hard, nigga, me boom. That's what I was having, never trying to find out I'm too goon. What you wanna run away for, he's leaving too soon. Dare ya, to hang around the wolf shit, what you scared for? You was on the internet talking my twisted was weak. Nigga looking at me, trying to tippy toe and be careful. Hurry up, a nigga might look at the right hook at your cheek. Someone should've told a motherfucker, be careful what you speak. Matter of fact, I should've stood up in the corner, do not say a peep. All this time it's really this scene from a 16-year-old geek. Should've put a foot up on his face and make him shit blood for a week. But you say it on them comments, you never say it in my face though. Put a bullet in your chest plate, how your body laying in Prego. Save those, sorry nigga, fuck that, I bring halos. Cut them all up on the spines out, then I'm right back to Dago. Do you really feel real tough and can talk your shit? No one you would never pull up and walk the shit. Maybe I've been too nice guy, alright guy, I'm off my wits. Take him out up in the backyard, then click clack, I off this kid. Hold up in a nigga inbox, you fucking suck. Pull up on a nigga grim like them fuck you up. Told him that I really throw blows like elbows and uppercuts. Always yapping out your mouth, blood enough's enough. They talk about me, but behind my back, not to my face. I pull up what breaks, they run a track like it's a race. I hit him with 16 about to clip a murder case. And you fucking talking hard, the body off without a trace.
I mind my business, but these haters, they don't do the same. They talk about me, but behind my back, not to my face. They want the internet and I behind computer screen. They make me wanna scream out bloody murder. I mind my business, but these haters, they don't do the same. They talk about me, but behind my back, not to my face.
Keep my name out your mouth, ho. Keep my name out your mouth, ho. Keep my name out your mouth, ho. Keep my name out your mouth, ho.
Keep my name out your mouth, ho. I can really break it down, ho. How you sleeping? Wishing that you took no dose. Me and you, when I foes, see me riding in a low. But for you, it's a fofo. Till you don't have you screaming bloody murder till you're gone. Hakeem beef, that's hard in the pain. For all you haters, we're not the same. Fake ass motherfucker with the gold chain, better stay in your lane. Before the blood drains, I'm a little bit crazy like Michael Myers. I'm a psycho killer, an epic thriller. Call me the boogeyman, looking for the victim. A vampire in the night, looking for the next bite. Running out of time as the clock slows down. You better keep running as the pavement pans. Blood hands, quick on your tail. Twisted and insane, let's take them to hell. Let them bleed, it's no mystery. I hit the trees, leave 6 feet deep, begging no please. I got the snub to your nose trees. Get out the way, the reapers coming today. My rage has no delays for you internet bangers. Dragging on for days, talking about my back, you won't do a damn thing. Take a swing, ring ding dong, motherfuckers on sight like a monster hiding in the light. Time's cut short, should've stayed at home. The boys bring the noise, this isn't a game. I'm in it for the thrill, not the fame. Who let the boys in? Trouble looking KronOz, the father of time. Motherfucker, pick your poison. I mind my business, but these haters, they don't do the same. They talk about me, but behind my back, not to my face. They want the internet and I behind computer screen. They make me wanna scream out bloody murder. I mind my business, but these haters, they don't do the same. They talk about me, but behind my back, not to my face.
Keep my name out your mouth, ho. Keep my name out your mouth, ho. Keep my name out your mouth, ho. Keep my name out your mouth, ho.
Love that track. All three of them brought it. What a great feature to get in Twisted Insane as well. So good on that. Now let's get back to the KronOz interview. Yeah, definitely. You can hear the difference between the two sides. Like you said, it's a little darker, more kind of old school gangster hip hop in the past, and the present's a lot more what kind of your mind state now and where you're at and just having a good time and enjoying life. You can definitely hear the thing. And about your buddy, man, like I said, I'm sorry to hear, but it's good to know that you had an outlet with writing it down, and with music is, to me, that's the best thing about this whole thing and creating stuff is, it's therapy in a way. And, it's nice to release it out on paper. That's for sure. Release it out on the microphone. I mean,
yeah, definitely. And that one was kind of interesting because that's one of the, I guess, like the way that I recorded that song was a lot different than all the other ones. I mean, whenever I recorded and got in the studio, I was real green, so I didn't know a whole lot anyways, but we also wanted to make more of a personal touch on it. It's not my best quality sounding song of all of them, but it's it's real. There's no dub on it, no emphasis. It's basically a one pass all the way through.
Yeah, well, it stands out because it's a good track for sure. But yeah, man, props to you, especially for doing it that early and getting it out there and putting together this album, this double album. Like you were saying earlier, you're talking about the past and present, how it became a double album. I wanted to talk to you about that. Like when you came up with this concept of Father Time, like did it all start like as a plan to do a double album, or that just grew over time? And was it also going to always be called Father Time, like Father Time?
Well, yeah, whenever I first started with it, there was no intention to even make more. It was going to be more of a small EP. There wasn't any thoughts to even make more than 10 songs at the absolute most. And then kind of,
well, that took off, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it went from 5 to 8 to 12 to 16 to ended up with 23. It just was having so much fun with it. I was like, you know what, I want to get better. And then whenever I saw a little progression here and there, and got a few tips, a few pointers, and kept moving forward with this. So, you know what, I said, I really enjoy this. I said, hip hop's been something that's fueled my life. So, you know what, I'm gonna keep rolling with it. And then the different beats that I had created for me, because I mean, every beat on there is custom. There's no YouTube beats. There's nothing even leased. Every single one of these is 100% exclusive. No one else has ever had this beat. So that's another thing that I kind of pride myself in, just like 100% original hip hop, just how hip hop should be. And that's
yeah, man. That's congrats on that, especially with the beats and the features. Like I had a couple that are exclusive, but I don't lease any beats. I always buy the unlimited rights or something that way. Like I don't lease them, but to get exclusive beats, it's very few and far between when I get mine. So to have a whole, what is it? You said 23 track album with all exclusive beats. That's nice.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I'm working on another album too. It's going to be probably about 12 to 14 tracks, and it's almost it's about 2/3 of the way done right now. And same thing on that one. I've got a lot of they're all exclusive beats, and I work with a lot of different producers, just depending on the style. I mean, Trouble Oak has made a lot of my beats. One of my buddies, Trackzilla, he goes by A-Track over here in Hobbs, New Mexico. He's a really talented producer. And then I think probably 10 or 12 of my beats have been done by Smoke to the Ceiling, which is that guy Nick D. He's actually on the second track, Stack That Paper. He's a really, really talented producer. I usually go to him whenever I want like a custom beat in a certain direction, like kind of like we did on that Something Better track.
Yeah,
going for that Bone Thugs, Akon, I try type vibes. I say, hey man, I want something in that direction, and I think he killed it. So he does a lot of those, and like all my Chopped and Screwed songs, I go to this guy named Endless Misfit Music. He's a real cool guy. Joseph Lindell, I think he's in our group as well. But yeah, he's made some of my beats. And then my buddy DJ Foulmouth over in Portales, he's a really talented DJ. We've traveled together. We went to festivals. He's a really talented guy too. So I mean, we just kind of mix him around everywhere.
Yeah, mad shout outs to everybody who had production on this album for sure. And I see on the back of your albums too, and I'm looking at the back covers, it's like produced by Trouble and Trackzilla. How did you first like meet these connections with both of them, with Trouble and Trackzilla?
Well, Trackzilla, he's been, DJing and producing. He plays the piano, the guitar. He's a really talented musician, has a really good ear for hip hop. And me and him were actually friends way before, probably when I was 15, 16 years old. He used to DJ at our house parties, and that's and he's built his own. He's built his own full size production studio over there in Hobbs, New Mexico, and he does. It's a really, really cool, really fun vibe. Got all the LED lights, and he's got really, really good equipment. All his interfaces and mics and everything are real top notch. And same thing with Trouble. Trouble runs the Newman mic with a TL 103, which is a really, really good mic. Top
yeah, that's top of the line for sure.
Yeah. And then I think the Apollo interfaces, and so he's got his own studio. Everything's, he's got a big giant booth, and it's all soundproofed and everything. So, but I actually ran across Trouble Oak. Me and him ended up just kind of by chance becoming friends about 5-6 years ago. He produces shows, and he brought Rich down to Hobbs, New Mexico, and
nice.
I was a huge Rich fan, and being from Hobbs, I was like, that's cool. So he was promoting over in Odessa, where I live now in West Texas, and we just met up at a bar. I got a couple tickets for me and my wife, and we just went from there. We ended up like just had a lot in common as far as music, taste of music. So we ended up shooting pool together and just playing pool and hustling some cowboys for shots of tequila all night.
That sounds like a good time for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean it ended up just being, I mean, like kind of like we had known each other for a long time. So I mean we just ended up hanging out all night and having a good time, and him and his wife, and then so from there, I mean every time I went to Hobbs, because I used to work in Hobbs a lot, I'd always go over there and hang out in his studio, and we'd sit there, we'd play dominoes, his wife would cook dinner, we'd sit there and just listen to music. I'd watch him make beats, I'd watch him kind of write his music and then record other people and stuff. So I kind of had a few years to where I got to kind of just sit back and watch.
Yeah, that's
watch
nice.
the process.
Yeah, it's nice to learn, and like, having a good mentor and leadership with Trouble Oak is like a lot of his music, man, I really dig as well. All the features he did on all your tracks throughout the album, he killed it. Great guy to know, and like you said, it's nice when you can meet these people and have this connection with them right away. Even when you first meet them, it's almost like you knew each other for years, and to get such a good connection is definitely a great thing to have, especially in this business, really.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely a blessing. And I mean, I appreciate everything him and Track and everyone has, I mean, kind of, they've took a lot of time to really kind of, instead of just, okay, go press a button and go in there and speak into a mic, they kind of show me, hey, well, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And then kind of sit there and watch how they mix and master, how they produce, how they record, and get all that in there. It's been definitely been a blessing that I feel a lot of people either don't take advantage of when they go in the studio, or they just, I mean, a lot of producers aren't willing to kind of show their hand out there anyways.
That is true. Yeah. Cause it can go either way. Like you can have, maybe an up and comer that is really willing to learn, but somebody who might be a little above them trying to make it themselves won't really teach them the tricks, because they can look at it as maybe a little bit of competition, right? So it can definitely go both ways.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I'm very thankful and happy for everyone that's, I mean, giving me the time and spent their time to really kind of show me the way and kind of help me progress and go from there. So.
Yeah, man, and it's great to see, and you're already improving. I can't wait to hear what other music you release, especially with that collaboration track with Otis and Bad Habit. I got one with Bad Habit coming in the future as well, so that's going to be fun to hear those tracks for sure.
Nice.
And by the way, we're in Canada, but we had our Thanksgiving in October, but you guys are hitting your Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're getting ramped up for that on Thursday. Got to work tomorrow, and then I'll be off Thursday and Friday. So,
yeah. Do you guys? What's the holidays for you guys? Is it the Friday and Monday, or just the Friday? Or
it's Thursday and Friday, and we'll get Thursday, Friday off, and then I don't work on the weekends, so I'll have a 4-day weekend.
Nice. Any plans for the holiday? Any family, or how's that going to happen for you?
Well, I think we're actually just gonna do it with our family here at the house, just me and my wife and our 3 kids. We may have a friend or two come over and just kind of hang out and cook the turkey, the ham, a couple pecan pie, a chocolate pie, pumpkin pie, all that stuff. And
man, pecan pie is one of my favorite things. I love that pie for sure.
Oh yeah, it's really good. And I mean, of course, I'm a big fella, and I can accredit that to my to my lovely wife. She cooks really well, so
I can second that on my side, man. Big fella, and I credit that to my wife.
Oh yeah. And sometimes I get in there, like when I went snowboarding, I was like, man, I need to lose some weight, because I still go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. I can still run 3 or 4 miles and such and be active, but I'm just still at 250 pounds now versus whenever I was fighting and things of the sort. I was 185 to 205 pounds back then, and never got tired.
Yeah, and then I also saw in a post recently your major tatted up back as well, man. Like, holy cow, nice tats on that. And I see you have a lot of big horror vibe with you as well. Horror movies, especially.
Yeah, it's pretty much like any phase of my life, whether it be sports or music and tattoos. I mean, everything's influenced. It's really, really diverse. I always told myself if I ever started DJing, I was going to call myself DJ Diversity, because it's just like my music taste and my taste in general, anything in life is just really, really out there. It's all over the place. And that's kind of the same way with my tats because I got a full chest done, my back, both my legs, my arms. They're all pretty tatted up, and yeah, I've got some Michael Myers tattoo. I've got some of my son and snowboarding and things. I've got some of nature, kind of a lot of different animals, and I've actually before I came up with my rap name KronOz, I've got a on my left shoulder, I've got KronOz, the Father of Time, tattooed on my back, along with the Archangel and then the Angel of Death. I'm holding kind of like I guess time's always been a real centerpiece in my life. I've got different clocks and pocket watches on the inside of my arm, and then the Angel of Death is holding like a little hourglass with a little red sand flowing through it.
Yeah, that's dope, man, for sure. When did you start getting your first tattoos? Do you remember your first tattoo as well?
Oh yeah. First tattoo I got I was 19 years old, and I got a Celtic cross on my back, and then I got one more when I was 23 for the gym that I was fighting out of, kind of a small little symbolic type thing, and then from there it just kind of snowballed. Really, like I've got probably well over 100 hours and a lot of cool stories behind the tattoos too. Like the guy that did my chest piece and a couple of my pieces on my back, he was on that Ink Master show. He's from Brooklyn.
Oh, nice.
Chris Elliman. He was a cool dude. So I mean, we've spent probably 20, 30 hours working in different places all over the state of Texas when he comes down here for conventions. And then same thing, lady did my arm. She owned a shop in the first legal tattoo shop in New York City, and she did Ozzy Osbourne's sleeve and just a lot of different things. To me, it's all about the experience, like gelling with the artist and then kind of being creative and being something different, just like with music. Yeah,
because tattoos are definitely creative as hell. And for me, like I always wanted one. I wanted one for years and years. I never was able to get one. I have I kind of have a little blood disease where my blood's way too thin, so they can't legally get a tattoo. So no tattooist will touch me. So that always sucked. But for me, I always wanted a nice big one on my back, and seeing yours, but I always wanted, because going for the whole King Canada flair, I wanted like a lion sitting on a throne kind of thing with the king of the jungle and all that fun stuff, but never was able to get it done. So now I look on with envy.
That sounds like a cool concept.
All right, we're going to take another little break to run some music again from KronOz. Right now, I'm going to run Enjoy the Night. So enjoy the track.
To get up and get this jumping like a 6'4" on Crenshaw back in the 90s. Let's go. This the shit that get you jumping, baby. That feel good music makes you crazy. Hit the dance floor and grab your lady. Gonna and get down now, don't be lazy. Sipping on some gin and juice, tilt your head back. Relax, get loose, fire up a pack. It's a time to enjoy the night. No time for bullshit, don't have time to fight. It's time to show your moves on the dance floor. Who's cold and who's gonna fold? Doesn't matter if you're young or getting old. Everyone's here to jam, let's all get throwed. Knocking doors down, a tipping on bows. Ladies, shake that ass for it's time to go. Let loose and have a good time, we're here to party. See the homies in the corner twisted on Bacardi. Look across the room, a real fine shawty. Her and her friends, both a couple hotties. Jamming so hard, thought we caught a body. Not talking about a Glock or a 12-gauge shotty. Pull up another drink, roll another blunt. Vibe to the music and enjoy the skunk. If you got the moves, then show them off. Let loose on the floor, go and break them off, yeah. This the shit that get you jumping, baby. That feel good music makes you crazy. Hit the dance floor and grab your lady. Gonna get down now, don't be lazy. Sipping on some gin and juice, tilt your head back. Relax, get loose, fire up a pack. It's a time to enjoy the night. No time for bullshit, don't have time to fight. Now it's time to bust a move again. Ain't no party like the city of sin. Break out the bottles, let it begin. Going for the gold, it's time to win. Don't gotta be on the Vegas Strip. Anywhere you at, make it legit. Grab some friends and enjoy the trip. Pour up your drink, it's time to sip. Hustle and motivate, holla at on the gas, just let it rip. Never slowing down, only speeding up. Crank up the volume, it's time to turn up. Twist up another vibe, it's time to burn up. Put your head to the test, it's time to learn up. Hey, this the shit that get you jumping, baby. That feel good music makes you crazy. Hit the dance floor and grab your lady. Gonna get down now, don't be lazy. Sipping on some gin and juice, tilt your head back. Relax, get loose, fire up a pack. It's a time to enjoy the night. No time for bullshit, don't have time to fight.
Pure fire from KronOz, like always. Now back to the interview. Like I said, to get back to the music a little bit before we're going to wrap this up in a bit, but when, especially in this generation, it's always, you know, when is the new track? When is the new album? Who is the new feature? Even though after you released, you're still kind of sitting on your release now, but I have to be the one to ask it is, when is the new track? When is the new album, and any new features that we can look forward to in the future?
Well, yeah, this one coming up is going to be really interesting. It's going to kind of what I was talking about with the diversity area. This one's going to come. I'm not going to put it all out there, but I'm going to say I'm going to do at least 3 different styles. I'm going to touch on like a reggae type beat, and then I'm just going to got a few more things in the work that are a little bit different. Not the exact same type of thing. I'm trying to just be real fluent with my stuff and coming up. And have you ever listened to the Odd Squad family?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, when we get off this call, go to YouTube and type in Odd Squad family. I promise you will not be disappointed.
I will. That's one I'll definitely be searching up.
But that's it was another kind of like a dream feature, like Twisted Insane. I actually met them at the same festival at the Gathering of the Juggalos that we performed at. We got to meet Twisted Insane there, and then I got to meet the Odd Squad family. We actually sat there and drank some Ciroc, and some people enjoyed the herb, and we got to hang out with them for like an hour and a half. They came over there to Trouble Oak's booth, and like the day before they performed, and just hung out. And I mean, those guys are super talented. I mean, they're pulling 15, 20 million views on all their videos, but they've got the talent to back it up.
I'm surprised I never heard that. I might have maybe heard something in passing, but I'll definitely be checking them out. It's funny going through, like I have a pretty broad knowledge of hip hop and a lot of artists, but doing these interviews over time, somebody will always drop a certain name that I just never crossed my radar before. And I love it because a lot of these people should be crossing my radar, and for some reason they never have.
Oh yeah. They're definitely more centered to, like, I guess, diverse. They're real diverse. One of the guys born with no arms, no legs. One of the guys an albino, which his brother was the same, and he got shot and killed 2 years ago. But then the other guy's autistic, but they're super, super talented. I mean, I guarantee you, whenever you listen to it, your mind's gonna be blown away. But I got in contact with one of the guys, and he said he's down for sure, and he's gonna talk to one of the other guys in the group and see if we can make it work, and if so. I've got another guy. I think he's in our group. Celly Cortez is actually doing the hook on that one. He's really talented from Washington.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, that's some good features to look forward to. Is there a plan for like a next single to drop? Is that in the works, or a date for it, or what the single is?
I plan on probably mid to late December. I'm gonna drop a single for that album, the first one. I'm trying to. Got a lot to digest with these 2 albums right here, 23 tracks. I'm trying to just get that out there because I'm just wanting everyone to kind of really give it a listen, put an ear to it. So I'm trying to let them digest that a little bit, and then I'll probably put another single out maybe late December, early January around my birthday.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see it. I agree with you with once you drop an album, let it sit for a bit. And for me, sometimes it's the hardest thing to do because I just get too excited and I'm waiting, like I'm itching at the bit for everybody to hear something new. But you got to let it sit in, that's for sure. I'm excited for everything you have coming, man. It sounds exciting, and congrats, man. That's all awesome news. You earned it, man.
I appreciate it, man. And as always, thanks for everything you've done and helped me out with this stuff. And I've really enjoyed the group and the ciphers, the interviews. So I mean, it's been a blessing. So it's fun listening to everyone, getting new connections and networking, listening to new people's music. I mean, it's a great group for us all to bring the bars and come together.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun to do, and it's growing by the day, new ideas. So a lot more exciting things are coming with it that I'm very excited for. So definitely going to get everybody posted into that. But, well, you've been on this show a couple times now, and I'm going to be wrapping up soon. But it cannot end without the Name Your Bar segment.
Let's see what we can do this time. See if I can get them.
Well, I'm going to get you a little bit on this one because you've done it before. So I decided, okay, I got to switch this up a little bit. It will still be based on your Father Time past and present albums. So it'll be tracks off those albums. But this one is, I want you to name your feature because I noticed you have a lot of features on your albums.
Oh yeah. That's one of the favorite things about creating is I like to find a certain lane and work with other artists. I mean, I enjoy that just as much, probably more than just working by myself. I like the camaraderie and the different ideas and meshing something together.
Yeah, I love that as well. I'm getting really into it. I still like doing my solo stuff, especially the more personal stuff, but just to have fun and, like you said, mixing up other styles, the competition, not competition, but you push yourselves because you guys are always going to want to provide the best track possible. And if you're giving out a verse, you want to provide the best verse possible. So it's a lot of fun to collab.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to do the name your features. So what I'm going to do, like all the other times, is I'm going to read out a bar or two from one of the features on your tracks. And let's see if you can tell me who it is, who the feature is, and also which track it's from.
Okay, good. Yeah, let's see what we got.
All right, first one is, it took a long time to grow up, but so what? I'm still immature with the signs I throw up.
That's Trouble Oak.
Yes,
That's
it
from,
is.
The Transparency song.
Yes, it is, man. 1 for 1.
It took a long time to grow up, but so what? I'm still immature with the signs I throw up. Still suited and bullet from the flow up. With new tattoos, with a little something to roll up. But hold up.
I remember that one because that one was more personal because it's kind of like a friendship together. It's more like, hey, we're going to create something cool, and it's a little more personal track. And that was the first track that I ever wrote.
Yeah, that was a fun one, and that I love that hook too, man. That hook on that track it stands out, and yeah, I just love that hook. I can't really say more about it besides the love I have for that hook.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was more of a personal one there, and I really enjoyed that one as well too. I feel like the hook came out pretty good for my first hook ever.
Yeah, it came out great. All right, next one here is, I made a couple hundred off flows and still shaking out the change when I pay for my grocery list.
That's actually what I was talking about earlier. Smoke to the Ceiling Beats, Nick D, that Stack the Paper.
Yeah.
I made a couple hundred off of flows, still shaking out change when I pay for my grocery list. My folk known hopeless since before this COVID shit. When you grow up, broke, you learn to hold your own. I ain't afraid to mold it.
Yeah, it is, man. You're knowing your features.
Yeah, I feel like I usually like to go in there and listen to people's stuff when they send it to me. I probably listen to it more than my own stuff just to kind of really get into it and then mesh it with the song.
Yeah, I think I would be the same way, especially when getting the Global Domination and everything, mixing and mastering the whole project. I could be everybody's hype man that's on that album.
Heck yeah, for sure. And I feel like that makes it a lot easier whenever we go and perform. Like when I go and perform with Trouble Oak too, really just being able to. I've listened to him so many times. We've been in the studio listening to it or in the car riding to it. It makes it a lot easier to perform.
Yeah, it does. And like you guys played off each other well. A lot of the performance I seen you do was with him, and you guys did well. And he was a good hype man for you on your verses, and you were vice versa for him. So you guys definitely know each other's stuff.
I appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. All right. Third one here is, they hear my name and they're getting all depressed again because I'm here to save the game like an EpiPen.
That's Touch from Elko, Nevada. Bet on Me. That's the first track on Father Time Pass.
3 for 3, man. Going on to number 4. All right, so So go ahead, mommy. Give me a shot of that Henny and that Sprite. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling all right.
Oh, that's my homie Diesel Train, Shaquille Swain. He's in our group too, for the Good Time song. Yeah, that dude's he's a great guy.
Yeah, man. I loved his verse on that. His vibe as well. Yeah, really meshed with that track for sure.
Hey, mama, give me a shot of that Henny and that Sprite. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all right.
Yeah, he's actually got an album coming out in December, and I'm supposed to be featuring on one of his tracks on that one too. And he's got a good sound, and he's got a real good charisma and love for hip hop, man. I don't think I've ever met anyone that loves hip hop more than that guy.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's good to see the love for the hip hop, and like I said, and he put it onto that track. That was a fun track to listen to. That's one I would love playing. You know, just cruising down the road, blazing that track.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
All right, and this is the fifth and last one. You got all four. Let's see if you can get the fifth one here. Is ever since I was little, all I wanted was the ball. What do you know about getting it but not having it all?
That's my homie Smooth Gambino on the Swerving
Yes,
track.
it is.
All I wanted was the ball. What you know about getting it but not having it all? Dreams at the top, sleep walking on the bottom, dressing all black, no Batman.
We got a video to that one. Yeah, we've actually rocked that together a few times, and yeah, it's one of my friends. He actually his name's Smooth Gambino. Him and Trouble Oak actually have a full compilation album together, a collaborative album with 16 tracks. That album is amazing. It's called Split Personalities.
Okay, and you're gonna have to text me that or send me a link to that because I'll definitely want to check that out. Those are two really good artists.
Oh yeah, it's an amazing album. I mean, Trouble made all the beats on it, and then they basically just worked hand in hand and split everything between hooks and verses and everything. It's to me, it's probably one of the better albums I've listened to. I mean, mainstream or not.
Yeah, man, for sure. And congrats on getting all five. Like you said, you know your features more than you know your own bars.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because the first time you're on, I think you got 3 or 4 out of the 5, and this one you named every 5 features. It would have sucked to miss out one after naming 4, though.
Yeah. So I was getting a little nervous before the last one, but I think as soon as you said about half a bar, I already knew exactly what it was.
Well, good job, man. And yeah, thanks again for coming on, and I really appreciate you. Make sure you tag me, comment, or send me a message on anything you release. You know I'll be there. I'll be checking it out. So, and congrats on the album release. I hope it's doing well for you. You should be proud of it. I played it a few times. I have it in my car, and I absolutely love it, man. So congrats on all that.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks for all your continued support. And yeah, it's that same thing, man. I always enjoy listening to your new music, and you got some good bars. So I enjoy kind of mixing it up and just kind of putting it in rotation. I got some of them saved on there on my YouTube playlist. So I just listen to them there a lot of times.
Perfect, man. Well, thank you as well. And yeah, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And have yourself a great Thanksgiving weekend.
Yes, sir. You have a good one. We'll talk to you later on, man.
All right. Take care, man.